Welcome everyone to Politically High Tech with your host, Elias. This is episode 221. It's going to be a technological kind of episode focusing on big corporations and what are their next steps. Remember these three letters, A, Y, and Z. What do they stand for? I'll give you a few seconds to guess. What are the big companies you normally hear, right? Big companies or major products. That's the only hint I'm going to give you. One starts with an A, the other one starts with a Y, the other one starts with a Z. I guess you're giving up this point or you got the answer. I hope it's the latter. So first, A. A for Amazon. Amazon is taking an approach to detect defective products. So what I mean by that is the wrong one, or abused, or incorrect color, that kind of thing. Is anything wrong with the product in plain English? Now, why? Why it's for YouTube, the largest video sharing platform. And they are taking interesting steps to combat deep fakes. I think I have a slightly more favorable position. The first article by AI News. The second one is going to be by TechCrunch. The third one is going to be by AI News as well. I'm just giving you the news site. And I'm going to put all those links in the description as well. And I'm going to say this in the beginning. I don't normally do this, but I'm going to say this just to see how it goes. If you find any real value, such as entertainment, or even, I don't know, you're emotionally engaged with this, feel free to either give me a tip or even subscribe, because I am planning to do a few videos that are going to be behind a paywall. A few of them, and I want to make sure they're super high quality and super great for you. Only 3 for now. There's be one on politics, one on technology, and the other one on human development. I just call it development for short. And that's what I'm going to say. The lowest paid tier I got for that, that's for reoccurring, is $3 a month. And then I also got the tip jar as well if you want to just do a one-time donation. It's entirely up to you. You should be never forced to give. And if you don't want to give, that's fine with me. That's fine with me. I do want to do bigger and better things. I definitely want to do more traveling. Definitely do, and this costs us money. All this stuff. The mic, the cameras, and all that, and I am definitely spending more. Not e-begging, just saying it like it is. So, definitely want me to continue, especially to improve the quality, and expand while I go do this podcast. I would greatly appreciate your tip and subscription. So, with that out of the way, I'm going to get right into these 3 items. And I didn't mention the third one yet. The third one, Z. Z stands for Zoom. Zoom wants to be innovative. What all these 3 articles have in common is they all want to be innovative. They're all major companies. All right, they're big cheeses. All right, these are not just these small tech firms. Nothing wrong with them. I promoted some of them on the show. I want to shout out to Nicholas Larizio. He has a product for cybersecurity, and I'm definitely going to get more others as well. And also the other one for automation, Uzair Ahmed. That's another guest I had before. And in the bubbly, Denzil Eden. That's another guest I had before. They are very tech savvy. They have products, and they have their businesses. Now, I do pray for their success. If they are successful already, expansion. I pray for their business to expand greatly. Okay, I think they are all deserving of that. So, all right, enough of my yammering. Now I'm going to get to the meat of this whole thing. So, I'm going to share this, right? And we are going to get to the good stuff. Okay, so let's talk about Amazon. Amazon wants to use some sort of computer vision to spot defects before dispatch. I think this is a good approach in my opinion. So far, it sounds good. They want to harness computer vision and AI to make sure that customers get their product. Okay, that they get their product in a pristine, accurate, condition, right? Of course, you want to get the correct product. Let me just throw this bubblegum example. You want watermelon flavored bubblegum, but what you got instead in the package was yarn, cat's yarn. And actually, that personally happened to me before, and I was actually not very happy when I got that product. What I did, despite being frustrated, is I returned that product. Complained to Amazon ASAP that this is not what I ordered. I even took a picture, documented it. I even offered to give those evidence just in case you think I was making it up. They didn't need it. I shipped it back. And I eventually got the correct product. I was ordering a video game for one of my relatives. And what I got was a cat yarn. Yeah. So they want to definitely prevent errors like that from happening again. Okay. And they're going to use this AI and they're going to isolate that incorrect product, that defect. And defect doesn't always have to be a damaged product. It could be just a product with an incorrect color, size, you know, right? Anything that's incorrect, it's a defective product. If it's defective, it's going to be isolated, it's going to be further investigated prior to determine how it got damaged or how this wrong product got into how this wrong product got here, right? So, and some has been reported. I've been one of them. And this technology should be beneficial, especially for they want to collaborate with small, medium-sized businesses. It makes up 60% of Amazon sales. And they want to make it more accessible to us so that they could rectify errors quickly and reduce future errors. And I like this approach because this is trying to catch the error ASAP and do it very quickly instead of doing it after the fact. I think it's a proactive approach. I always like those as opposed to, holy crap, we got to resolve it. There's a fire. There's a fire in the building. Now we got to do something about it. No, we take the measures. We do actions that will prevent fires from happening in the first place. Like for example, just make sure you're cooking, right? Instead of just leaving the stove on. That's probably a lame example, but I think you know where I'm getting at here, right? So, and they want to get the customer experience right. And this is from Dharmesh Mehta, and I'm going to highlight this one here. This is Amazon's VP of Worldwide Selling Partner Services. Just paraphrasing what this person is saying. Okay, and they have flagged items, either sell them at discount or with the Amazon second chance store, or donate them or find alternative uses. And they want to enhance inspections just to make sure that the product is good to go, it's correct, has the right size, color, or even model, whatever, right? So I think this is a good approach. And I think one of my guests might have mixed feelings about this. And it was the union guy. Also, he's the real deal because he actually did the chopstick work. He fought like hell for decades, okay? I think you know what I'm talking about. Jonathan Milrod. And I'm sure he's going to be too happy about me reporting this, but I think this needs to be reported regardless. Gotta be on top of what Amazon's doing. So that's why I am reporting it. Now for the second item. And we're going to play a little video here. This one contains a video. And this is about what YouTube is doing during deepfakes. And the person who's in the video, I'm guessing it's a woman. That's risky these days. You know the political climate. I'm not going to get into that. I want to keep this as technologically focused as possible. So, let's share the second item, the why. First one was A for YouTube. Now we're going to focus on Y for YouTube. I say A for YouTube. Listen to me here. A for Amazon and Y for YouTube. Okay? Your host can't speak, apparently. cannot speak well. All right. Anyways, after that little self-disparaging remark, and YouTube is trying to take a step that is interesting. Before they saw it more as a content creation issue, now they're trying to see it as a privacy issue. And of course, there's so much AI tools being developed on a daily basis. It's unbelievable. It's impossible to keep up. Even among some experts, I'm sure they're overwhelmed. They might not admit that to you. That's okay. This is from TechCrunch. YouTube makes it easy to report and take down AI deep fakes. I hope there's some context here because what is it if it's just comedy, or is it just a real good commercial? Because even some commercials are using AI, and some of them are amazing. And don't get me wrong, some AI videos are just atrocious. Like the one that turns memes into short videos. Like the distracted guy, he walks so funny, he's so out of position. You can't even tell he's behind the girl he's holding hands with or in front of her. I mean, it's so weird how it's executed. I'm sure it's gonna get better, but as of now, it looks weird. But some of it came out good, like the side eye Chloe and the cold-hearted girl was smiling during the fire, which seems sick, but that's a very popular meme, and we're gonna get right into it. We're gonna get right into it, and they're not gonna automatically take down videos YouTube says, and I think that's good. You got to consider certain things, like I said, parody, satire, or if it's spoofing a public figure. YouTube said there will be a higher bar. But their focus is on copyright music, which is getting more popular among these two tools, Suno and Audio. We're going to see if it's executed right. So far, I think that they're thinking about policies. I would say it's a step in the right direction. I'm not going to be too upset about it. Now we're going to watch this person here. And let's see where her opinions and subtle notes stay. This is by Amanda Soberling. Name is right here if you need the spelling of it. I'm just going to highlight. I want to pay attention to the video. All right, let's play the clip.
The end times are near as our AI overlords become even more powerful, but fret not. YouTube.
Oh my goodness. AI is taking over the world. We are all going to die. Wow, what a first couple of seconds of dramatization. Are you sure you're going to be a tech reporter? All right, let me continue.
YouTube is here to save us. If your face or voice is being simulated by AI on YouTube, there's now a way for you to request that YouTube remove that content. You can request a takedown through YouTube's privacy request process, whereas in the past, you could report content for being misleading. So this shift tells us that YouTube is thinking about deepfakes as a privacy issue rather than a content moderation issue. YouTube published a blog post in November outlining its plans to navigate the rise of AI-generated content, where the platform said it would make these privacy requests possible. So thanks, YouTube, for following through, but nothing is ever that simple. YouTube says it won't automatically take down these videos. It'll consider factors like what.
Oh, come on. Can you appreciate the fact that YouTube is trying to do something? I got a lot of things to criticize YouTube, especially comes like copyright music strikes. Some of that I think is a bit ridiculous. But come on, don't be such a smart aleck with YouTube here. Let's wait until they implement this policy, maybe for a month or two. I know that sounds like an eternity for some people who are just, I don't know, they quick to just criticize. I mean, come on.
Whether it's a parody or satire, whether the person making the request can be identified, or if it's spoofing a public figure, in which case YouTube says there will be a higher bar. YouTube also says it's working on a takedown process like this for musicians, who could request removal of AI-generated content that deepfakes their voice. But there's already a lot of AI music floating around the internet, and artists are not happy. Musicians like Nicki Minaj and Billie Eilish have signed on to massive petitions against the use of AI in music. Just last year, the outputs from AI music generators was lacking, but they've gotten scarily good. And maybe that's because they're training on real copyrighted music. Two of the most popular AI music generators, Udio and Suno, are now being sued by the Recording Industry Association of America, or the RIAA. As Devin Coldaway writes in TechCrunch, these companies and their investors have literally admitted to training on copyrighted music. He also writes, and here let us quickly note that these AIs don't generate so much as match the user's prompt to patterns from their training data and then attempts to complete that pattern. In a way, all these models do is perform covers or mashups of the songs they ingest.
So this is a corporate pressure for music industry for music industry, and I don't know if I wanted to side with music industry folks because some of them are creative, and it is taking away some of their revenue, I would guess. But can they provide proof of that? That will be great. But they really got to prove that to the court, not to me. Unfortunately, I'm just some guy speaking about this issue. They signed petitions, like she said, Nicki Minaj, Billie Eilish. I'm sure there are many others that are disturbed by how great AI has. No, AI has really learned how to do music very quickly. I'm sure in a few months. And before it used to be just you could tell it was music, you could tell it was AI. Some of it was really bad, but now it's reached a point that it's actually comparable to artists, very talented artists. So I think this is more of a corporate pressure. YouTube is very good at caving into corporate pressure. I think that's their main motive here because YouTube, it's a business at the end of the day and operate on morals. Who used to say what? Do good, something along those lines, but come on, they don't do good all the time. Let's be real. And it was virtual signaling.
So maybe the RIAA will help YouTube clean up this musical mess, but back to the deepfakes. We've still got a big problem on our hands, and any incremental policy change on YouTube is better than nothing.
Exactly. Okay, at least we agree on that last part. At least they're trying to do something. It is a complicated. Let me not be overly critical for Mandy. It is a complicated issue. It is, and I'll say doing something incrementally about it as opposed to doing nothing about it is a lot better. It's just simply better. Okay. And I could detect some snarkiness, voice and tone. I think that's why I had to feel like I had to defend for a second. So hey, 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 hey. Okay, and I did watch the video before I did the recording. So this is not me reacting blindly to the content. So let's see. Will the execution be well? We'll see. Don't mind me those who pay attention to the audio version, ignore me. Just think I'm great. Those of you who are watching me, if you see me just moving swiping my forehead, it's because it's hot. Okay, and I don't want too much fans and all that on. It will definitely interfere with the quality of the recording. Yes, I'm just being open. If this is considered low cow or just humiliating, so be it. I'd rather be open with you here. You're my listeners. You're loyal. I think you deserve a little something. You're entitled to a little, to some honesty. I should say some. I try to be as transparent as I could be. That's the best way to put it. So let's go to the third and final item here. And this is for Z for Zoom. Z for Zoom. Okay. Okay. Zoom now wants to be an AI first collaboration platform. Now, what the heck does that mean? Okay, Zoom became such a big, major success, especially during, these the restriction time period when this initially deadly virus spread. Zoom was the go-to for many people, especially for businesses. Even sometimes for family meetings, you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. Yeah, and yeah, especially when it came to a gathering after the graduation. It was weird, that virtual event, and yeah, it really did feel like a graduation. It felt like it was just a dreadful meeting. I mean, it was just bad. It was just so bad. But enough about me. Zoom wants to be simply more than just a video conference application, right? They just want to expand AI capabilities. I mean, they already have it for recordings, note taking, yeah, especially the note taking part. I used it before; it was pretty decent. But I rejected Zoom because the recording quality is just not up to snuff. It really isn't. It really isn't. I've seen the recordings. I've seen the quality, and it's bad. To me, it was just bad. I know I could do better. I want to try and reach at least 1080p. I mean, that was like barely like what 480. What is this? 2000? Was it 2010 again? What the heck? Yeah, and the stock value has very the stock was like close to $560 at its peak, but not at October 2020. But now it's at around sits around $60. Yeah, so it's no longer a big cheese, and the founder, the CEO of Zoom, Edward Yuan, wants to challenge that. I mean, we're exploring for different things, like create deep fake avatars, and I've used it the previous season with me wearing a brown business suit with a funny avatar moving awkwardly at times. Well, I'm going to stop using that because I'm no longer using Zoom. It was implemented into Zoom. Okay, and you have and you even have so many other apps in there, like the music app, and I've used that for waiting rooms for some guests. But they're not telling us how they're going to innovate. That's the problem with this article. And they just say you want to expand AI and technical capabilities. That could mean anything. Okay. But one interesting note is exploring digital twins or deep fake avatars. Oh, I misspoke. They had a 3D avatar that I used, not deep fake. Yeah, I was using a 3D avatar for some of my tech episodes, especially the solo ones where I didn't have a guest. So, exploring creation of digital twins or deepfake avatars. So they have this avatar will replicate the owner's voice and appearance and also act independently during meetings. They make decisions for the owner because the owner has to take care of so many other things. You know they are phone calls, meetings, emails. They're not saying that much there. But you're no longer seeing that 3D avatar. If I decide to use a 3D avatar again, it's gonna be entirely different. All right, so Amazon is using AI to proactively detect any product errors, be damage, wrong color, wrong product altogether, and see how it get there. And this is expanding inspecting inspection capabilities. And then for the second item, YouTube, they are trying to tackle down the deep fake issues while maintaining some level of nuance, which, like I said, is a step in the right direction. My question is more the execution, and that's not the type of question. That's not a question that has to answer right now. That's something that could probably take months, if I'm going to be humble. But they're really going after the copyrighted materials that the AI has been generating. And yeah, it's a push from corporations, especially the music industry. And YouTube wants to do whatever it can to please as much business as possible. It's been this way, I would say, since probably 2013. Yeah, about 11 years ago. Yeah, it was become more corporate little by little, but now it's so much corporate. I mean, he has a lot of mainstream media material in there. I mean, compared to YouTube, the early days, they didn't have that. They didn't have just regular people uploading stuff. And then the tens, I'll say the peak of YouTube creativity and freedom. There was a bunch of gamers and channels coming out with some cool and exciting content. People was able to make whatever, and even use copyrighted characters for different situations. I mean, those were great. You could tell I'm a millennial, feeling the nostalgia. Yes, I am. But for YouTube, they want to tackle down this deep fake issue, especially when it comes to copyrighted. And they're not going to just do it right away. They got to make sure that if it's for entertainment, yeah, of course you shouldn't do that. But if it's just really misleading or deceiving, then of course I would agree with that. That's criminal. And then Zoom wants an avatar that can make decisions while the owner's not there, while they got to take care of calls or deal with emergency meetings and all the other executive high level leadership tasks that they have to do. So they have the avatar meeting, and they could probably take care of a physical emergency meeting called by the leadership. That's just one hypothetical example. So that's all I got for you. If you really enjoyed this video, like, share, subscribe. And if you're feeling generous, you could leave a tip or give a recurring subscription fee. The lowest is 3 and the highest is 10. So far, I don't have a tier list, but I will be working on that in the future. So far, I'm planning to release 3 videos that's going to be behind a paywall. And that's going to be the exclusive to people who give recurring donations as low as $3 a month. For now, all I could do is give you a shout out. That's all I could do for now. Okay? Yeah, that's all I got to say about that. So, with that out of the way, from wherever you're watching this, and whenever, you have a blessed day, afternoon, or night.